Upon her silent height she was aware. That is the greatness of Savitri. She remains always on her great heights of silence, silence in which the true knowledge comes. Savitri is stationed always on that peak, on the summit. Upon her silent height, she was aware. She, of course, here stands for Savitri. Of a calm presence throned above her brows. That is the wonderful thing of Savitri. A young girl, a princess who has just walked out of the palace. She is aware of the divine presence above her brows. And it is that presence which will do all these things, which will take care of fate and chance, which will lead her from place to place at the right time to the right place everywhere. It is that divine presence, a calm presence throned above her brow. So she is always being supervised from above by the presence. It's there always. Her own divine counterpart, Savitri's, human Savitri's counterpart, the divine Savitri. That presence, that power is always there behind her. Upon the silent height she was aware of a calm presence throned above her brows, who saw the goal and chose each fateful curve. So she is riding the chariot, going from place to place. How the chariot is going to move, each curve, each turn is being observed, is being watched by that presence, who saw the goal and chose each fateful curve. See, that is why, because that presence is there always in the case of Savitri, it is the fully awakened Savitri's picture which is being presented here in Shivandu's Savitri here. It is that presence which we should take care of every eventuality in the course of her journey. And therefore, Shivandu does not speak anywhere of the convoy of her father guarding her and going along with her. It is not necessary to mention that, which is what we had in the old story of Mahabharata, which is given, which has its own beautiful dimension. But here it is not necessary to say that there are ministers, elderly ministers, there are soldiers, there is army around her and she is going from place to place. It is not necessary to say that, because a calm presence throned above her brows, and it is that presence which will define each and every turn and curve of her journey. It used the body for its pedestal. The eye that wandered were its such light fire. The eye that wandered, Savitri is going from place to place, looking here, looking there. But those eyes are what? His search fire. It is through her that search fire is seeing everything, you see. The eye that wandered were its such fires. The hand that held the reins is living tools. She is holding the reins in her hands and driving the chariot. Savitri is seated in her chariot and she is alone. She is driving the chariot in her hands. And she is going now from place to place. And it is the divine eye which is seeing through her eyes every aspect of the landscape which is around here. The hand that held the rein is living tools of that presence. All was the working of an ancient plan, a way prepared by an unerring guide. So Savitri does not need any army to go along with her from place to place. She is going just alone because the guide is there, the road map is there, She doesn't need any further guidance at all, you see. She goes constant. The hand that held the reins is living tools. Now this is significant. Although physically the picture is Savitri is riding the chariot and holding the reins of the horses in her hand, and she is going from place to place alone, as you would see from here. But on the spiritual level, in the occult sense, it is Savitri who is working out the whole of her life, the occult life, in the human form, human Savitri. She is holding her human elements in her hands and she is going from place to place. And behind that human effort of Savitri is that occult presence behind it and taking care of every aspect of her movement and her actions. All was the working of an ancient plan. Yes, this has been already drawn, that plan, long, long ago, right at the beginning of this earth. When was this plan drawn? Ancient plan, when was it drawn? At the beginning of the earth. At the beginning of the earth itself. Savitri and Satyavan have to meet. That plan is fixed. It has to happen. Because Satyavan is the divine soul in the grip of death. Savitri is the dynamic force who will remove that grip of death. So that is fixed. And the rest is only a question of working out of details. This has to happen. That is fixed, that divine plan. And therefore the guide is there towards that. It has to go in that direction only, you see. The hand that held the reins is leaving to all was the working of an ancient plan, a way prepared by an unerring guide. Now, if somebody is there who can draw a picture of this thing, Savitri riding the chariot and going from place to place in the forest, in the lonely places, that will be wonderful. Across, now this is how Savitri is moving. Then, so he has already said that the divine presence is there, the divine guide is there to take care of her in every respect. Across wide noons and glowing afternoons. So, she starts early morning, her journey onward, 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 across wide noon and glowing afternoon. She met with nature and with human forms and listened to the voices of the world. She is meeting people, she is going to the palaces, she is going to the kingdoms, she is going to marketplaces, so to say. She is traveling from place to place constantly. She is meeting human forms. She met with nature and with human form and listened to the voices of the world. That is what the opening line also means. The world way is opened before Savitri. So now the description of that world way opening before Savitri is coming after this long preamble, you see. Across wide noons and glowing afternoon, she met with nature and with human form and listened to the voices of the world, driven from within. She followed a long road, mute in the luminous cavern of her heart, like a bright cloud through the resplendent day. So it's a blue sky and there is a bright cloud and it is drifting the sky. It is in that way, in that brightness, Savitri is moving from place to place, driving her chariot. At first, her path ran far through peopled tracts. So he is describing now each and every aspect of her long journey. Long journey. First, of course, she is going from kingdom to kingdom, from state to state, from palace to palace, from one urban area to the other urban area, so to say, constantly. At first, her path ran through peopled tracts. Admitted to the lion eye of states, she is in different kingdoms. And theatres are a loud act of man, where you quarrel, where you fight, you struggle, you go to the marketplace, make noises. To all the places, first she is going at first. Her carven chariot with its fretted wheels, threaded through clamorous marts and sentinel towers, past figured gates and high dream-sculptured fronts, and gardens hung in the sapphire of the skies. Small fanes where one calm image was man's life, and temples hewn as if by exiled gods to imitate their lost eternity. Now, this is a packed description again, with so many images coming here. But before that, the most important thing about Savitri is in the previous sentence. Savitri is going from place to place. There is the divine presence. There is the unerring guide. But most important thing about Savitri is this line, driven from within, she followed a long road. That is the most important thing about Savitri. Yes, all these people are there, the guide is there, the presence is there, but finally what matters in your actual movement is to be driven from within. If only we are driven from within, then every aspect of life, of difficulty, is taken care of. This is the important thing about Savitri. She is already driven from within. Her psychic being, her soul is alert, and she is prompt to respond to his suggestions, to his hint. That is the driven from within. In fact, that is the real dharma. That is the real religion. That is the real conduct of life. To be driven from within. What is the dharma of an individual? Your dharma, my dharma, his dharma, her dharma. They have to be different. Because each one is driven from within by his soul, which has its own true individuality. The true individuality lies in our soul, not in our ego sense. And when we are driven from within, then we express our true individuality. Not until then, you see. So Savitri here is ready, in fact she has been ready, so to say, all along, to go by the promptings of her soul. Constantly. Driven from within, she followed her long road, and therefore the road does not really appear long. It is a certain road. She is going to meet what she has proposed to achieve in the journey. Now here, her carven chariot with its fretted wheels. So it's a beautiful chariot, a golden chariot. Now by the way, this is also a picture of the kind of cities and capitals of the kingdoms were in the ancient days. This is a picture of the ancient capitals at the time, you see. He says now, past figured gates and high dream-sculptured fronts, and gardens hung in the sapphire of the skies. So these are the kind of palaces they had, sapphires of the sky, pillared assembly halls. So the assembly halls are there, pillared, not Doric columns, straight, but ripples, you see. Pillared assembly halls with armored guards, small fanes, small chapels, small temples, small shrines in the distant places, where one calm image was man's life. So in the temple, in the shrine, small image in the suburban area perhaps. There is a small temple there, and there is the image. And what does that image do? It watches man's life. And temples hewn as if by exiled gods. The gods have created a temple because they have been thrown out of their heaven. They have been sent to earth. And the best thing for them to do is now to make a temple for themselves, to reside there. And therefore, they will make a beautiful temple for themselves with yes, given here, no? Image was by man's life and temples hewn as if by exiled gods to imitate their lost eternity. So that is the nature of the old temples, of old shrines, that it is a copy, an image, a reflection of what the seer has seen in his inner vision of the temple up there. The true temple is there, definitely. Beautiful, marvelous, bright, with all kind of opulence, brilliance, precious stones, everything is there. Now a copy of that is what you see here on the earth. In fact, we are a copy of a copy. Doubly distanced away from reality. Copy of a copy, you see. The true prototype, the archetype is up there. You have a beautiful vase up there. So what we make here a vase is a copy of that vase. We have got a chair here. The true chair is up there. So this is a copy of that chair. You see. Same way, man, up there, he is somebody really, some very beautiful, nice person here. We are a copy of that. You see. No? Yeah. To imitate the lost eternity. Now, here he says, at first her path ran through people tracks, admitted the lion eyes of states, and theatres of the loud act of man, her caravan chariot. This phrase, caravan chariot, appears a number of times in Savitri. In fact, I got a list of how many times it appears. Caravan car. We can see them here. 100.1. Pardon me? Yeah. 100.1. Caravan car. As floats a sunbeam through a shady plain, the golden virgin in her caravan car. She is going from caravan car. Then we have got 104.3. Then down she came from her high caravan car. Savitri, see. Well, it's all right. You can easily find out on your PDF, you see, all these caravan cars. And there are a number of other things also connected with car. You see. Now, car is important. Car is basically not our modern car, you see, in that sense. Any vehicle, a vehicle with wheels, you see. That is what the car means in the original sense of the word, karar. The original sense of the word car. Savitri is using in that sense, car, you see. In fact, okay, we'll see that thing later on. Often from gilded dusk to argent dawns, where jewel lamps flickered on frescoed walls. Now this is too poetic. Jewel lamps, stars, frescoed walls, the sky, night sky. So, so often from gilded dusk to argent dawn, from the evening till the morning, in the night. This is what he is telling you. And the stone lattice stared at moonlit boughs. She would go and stay in the palace, and the floor will be lit by the moonlight there. Her half conscious of the tardy listening night, dimly she glided between banks of sleep, at rest in the slumbering palaces of kings. So she would go from palace to palace, from place to place, stay as a guest of the kings at different places. She would sleep there. So this is the description of that, how she would move from place to place, you see. Often from gilded dusk to argent dawn, where jewel lamps flickered on frescoed wall, and a stone lattice stared at moonlit boughs, half conscious of the tardy listening night, dimly she glided between banks of sleep. Banks of sleep. She would sleep one night here, another night elsewhere, other night here, from one place to place, as if she's traveling through the stream of the sleep, you see.